Next, let's look at how Airbus label those repair. So let's come back to here. And what they did, they have identified those. So this is something you need to do when you do the when you do the repair instruction for the mechanics to embody the repair. You have to write the detail. Okay, you look at here, one. Okay. One they call it joining section. Just I said doubler earlier. Same. Joining section, doubler, splice, split, same thing. But Airbus use joining section. Yeah, it's join from this section to this section. So joining section. Two inserts, or sometimes we call it filler. Some OEM may call it filler. Similar here. Airbus call it joining section. Some OEM call it doubler. Some OEM call it splice. OEM is original equipment manufacturer. OEM is the manufacturer of the aircraft. When I say OEM, OEM is the aircraft manufacturer. Then number 3 here is rivets. So here's the rivet. And here is countersunk. Number 4 is rivet. Here is universal. Because normally if you you know why? It's countersunk because this repair has to be flush. Okay, here. Here, we do not want a universal head rivet. It has to be flush. Because, remember, we have the requirement of aerodynamic smoothness. We have the requirement of RBSM. There's no drag allowed on the most part of the aircraft for the RBSM requirement, and which is already stated in the structure repair manual regarding the aerodynamic smoothness. So it has to be flush. Mean it has to be, there is no protruding head. So no head will come out. So it has to be flush in the skin. Yeah? That is flush. So it's countersunk. Here is internal. Internal, we have no airflow, nothing here. This is inside the aircraft. So it's enough for you to install universal head. Why? Because universal head is easy to install. Countersunk is difficult to install because you have to do the countersinking and you have to make sure the angle is 100 degrees. If less, then the head will come out. If it's too high, the head will sunk in. It's not easy. So that's why most of the time we use a countersunk when it is required, not because you like to do it. It costs you more man-hour to install the countersunk rivets. So here, joining section or doubler or splice to be determined for following reverse engineering method. So following is in the SRM, in the manual. And then number 2, insert same section and material. Same section because obviously you do not want, you want to fill out the gap. If you want to fill out the gap, you need to install similar thickness. Whatever you remove, you have to put back the thickness. Then countersunk as per the existing rivet type. So whatever install here to attach this flange to the skin, whatever rivet that they've been used here, use back. So choose similar rivet which has been installed to attach the L angle to the skin. Okay, universal head, this rivet number 4. Number of row, rivet, and alternative type and diameter are determined following reverse engineering method. So we have to go to the manual. That's why we have to go to 57, 10, 13 for the rivets. Okay, so far any questions? So that explains. So what if you be able to understand this well, the rest is just easy, because everything will be just looking at different load condition or to calculate the load. As far as angle, it is the same. So that's why I will do a few examples on angle. I do one or two on skin. Then basically you already have the skill to design the repair on any of the aircraft structure. Okay, not to forget, we also need to paint the repair. We need to treatment for the treatment. You have to install the sealant. This sealant is very important because, as we have learned earlier in the previous lecture, sealant is required because we want to seal the area. We do not want any potential moisture or water to sit inside the repair. And then cleaning agent, you need to clean the area before you install the leveler and the inserts. It has to be very clean. All the residue has to be removed. We have to use a clean agent, and then we have to use a paint. So this insert in this joining section will be manufactured separately. So you cut this from the aircraft, remove it. You go to the workshop, you make these inserts, you make this joining section by itself. Then you have to, after you cut off, you have to clean up, you have to do the pre-treatment for painting. You have to put allodyne for the aluminium, you have to put the primer, and then you paint. So that's why we had requirement for painting, pre-treatment for painting, and structure paint. And all those already available in manual. For structure paint, your material used is 1605. Okay, for pre-treatment for painting, material 13002. Sealant 09001. Cleaning agent 11003. Structure paint 16001. So all these will be in the material list of the in the structure repair manual. Any questions so far?
So far, okay, sir.
Okay, good. Next, let's look at the notes. Those are the list of material. The note is the standard practice. How we do it.